Good day, gentlemen and ladies. I would like to apologize about my last video regarding the poor lighting that I had when I showed that to you, and especially Wendell from Tractorman44. So that video, it's for you, Tractorman44, and I'm gonna talk to you in more in detail why. Because I found the maintenance teaching course, not in length but postal learning distance of my father and also my uncle Ivan. And I'm gonna talk to you later about that. And this I'm gonna do a better. I also talked to my uncle Ivan and my mother regarding the pictures. So there's a lot of good stuff on this video, and we'll go much in more in detail. All right, so please stick around. On inside my house, this telephone that I have, it's that type of phone was installed when the power was on the line. Okay, now the power mainly was it was required 24 volt. It was not 16 volt. It was 24 volt, and the magneto here, just hold on. It can produce when you turn it. This can generate at alternated current of 20 cycle at 85 volt. Roughly, it depends how fast you can turn it, like 84 cycle. It was alternate current, and like I can see in the book here. By the way, this book is talking about everything. If I go with the sticker from how you speak, how the inside of the eardrums, all the schematics of the phone and the receiver and the receptacle. They also have all the history from when it started. From 19, I just hold on. I have the page in here from Alexander Graham Bell, which is a Canadian, in 1876. All right, they had various type of circuits, and all the way up to the even they have an exercise book, even the test. If you pass the test and everything. But all the way to the first introduction of the rotary phones, just hold on, like all these phones in here. So that was quite interesting to find that book. I have all the trades book of my father when he became a welder, and then he became a teacher. And I have other he even did his technical as a farmer. So I have many books of that. Now that was the phone here, and the power was supplied from the company. Now that was the phone that phone was connected to an active light, and stick around for the other phone. Now the phone in there, as you see, that's the phone with all my father stuff in the bottom. Just hold on. With all my father stuff, like all these harnesses around his hip, and this is the harness around the telephone post. You can see the hook in there. Well, that telephone, basically the batteries was in there, and it was two. It had the total of these batteries was 24 volt, and this one was made from I don't know if you can see, but there is Northern Electric Company, and that one was the 23rd, March 23rd, 1929, right there. And of course, they have all the schematics on each side in here, and all the diagram. I put the plastic over it to protect it, and just hold on. You can see, just hold on right there. The batteries. Not furnished with the test, so they has 3 batteries. Jeez, I try with the what's the voltage I'm trying to find the voltage, but yeah, it doesn't say anyway. And the wiring that you are seeing in the bottom, yes, I did connect it on the telephone, and it was working. Often I was phoning, well, I made the phone call first, and then I switched with the phone in here. My uncle Ivan with it, and he said, "Yeah, that's a." It was a strange voice to hear you, but definitely the phone was working. All right, so I'm gonna talk about the fuse, the telephone fuse. All right, so I'm gonna. This is very clear. According to the book that I have in, I'm gonna move. The tension, it was 24 volt. So the automatic system was 48 volt, and these phones, which require battery, they had 24 volt and non-battery. The automatic, they're talking about the rotary phone. Okay, now in detail here, that's where it was when the current when the lightning strike a telephone line, and these what I'm pointing at, I just have right there. This is our made from coal, and my uncle Ivan was telling me, just hold on, I'm gonna try these. You can remove it. I need to go very gently because I don't want to break it. Okay, after a storm, even if the lightning didn't touch the telephone line, my grandfather and my great grandfather used to clean these because they had a static buildup, and it was not clean. So it was like you just saw, they were taking off these. I'm just gonna remove it for you. They were taking off these and cleaning it. All right, and to in order to make sure that they were working, and that's the service they used to do. Okay, so that was for the lightning strike, and here that was the fuses. All right, now for the fuses, the both according to the book, and I read it, both fuses, they were 7 amps. And then if the amps was higher than that, it was cutting off. All right. This used to protect up to 500 volt and plus 500 volt. Okay. And he said it's 2 pair of charcoal protector, and when it's striking, the high tension will create and it will melt, and then it will protect towards the ground in here, and this is the ground. And if you see in the back, you can see the bolt coming, like, you see what I mean? So the current arrive here, the 2 line arrive from there, go through the thing, go in here, all right, and from there they go to to protect the ground. And of course the telephone line was connected, and that was towards the telephone. So that was the inline coming from the telephone post, and these were the line towards the telephone. All right, and this is the ground. If, like you see, it was the ground was connected like that, go like this, and used to go right to the ground. So it was for protecting. All right. Now I'm just gonna put it very carefully in the right place and put that cover above. That was an insulator cover. All right. So the lightning, I need to go very, very gentle on these. So it was very neat to find that that book. It's in French. You have to understand. It was made in Montreal, and like you can see here, service course, distance learning course, basically through the post. And it was back then it was the minister of the youth minister. So in French, ministère de la jeunesse. So it was youth minister. And that book, and they have many various type of services. Distance, like commerce, language, design, lettrage, electricity, science, and stuff like even cars. And that book was made. I had yeah. So it was reprinted in 1959. So January 1957 to 59, January, all right? And 52. All right, so I hope, sorry again about my poor lightning, but that gave me time to find, I know it was one of the inside my boxes of, I still didn't open all my books, because of course, when you move a lot, and yeah, so I'm really happy that I found that. Now, I'm gonna show you something rather interesting. Okay, so when I published the video, I was pointing towards that gentleman was my grandfather, and my mom intervened on Facebook. She said, well, David, I'm not quite sure, but she was quite sure that is not your grandfather. What my mom was telling me is my grandfather was the oldest of all the children, the oldest man. The oldest was a lady, her sister. And I'm gonna tell to you more in detail. So thank you, Mom, Lucie. And by the way, today we're the 11th of January. This is her birthday. She's 80 years old. So please leave a comment. I'm her product, part of it. Good joke. So bonne fête, maman. Merci encore. And now let's go more in detail because, by the way, I've also found my uncle Ivan. My mom found my uncle Odette, and Odette and Ivan, they're sister brother. And also Ivan found somebody else also, I forgot the name, related to that family. Now, let's go more in detail. So, I'm going right in detail. This is my great-grandmother. This is all of her 13 children, okay? This is my great-grandfather, all right? And the gentleman who is my my grandfather Aristide, this is that fine gentleman in there. This is, all right? And that picture, he must have been like 14, 15 years old. Sadly, I have something very sad to tell you. My grandfather, I took notes from my mom over the phone, fell down from a telephone post. He busted one of his ribs and he went through his lung, and sadly he died later on because of that. And my grandfather, he was around 17 years old, took over the telephone company in the region where they were in Lac Mégantic, okay? So very young, he was taking over the telephone. Okay, now, on these, I have the name of everyone. The other, very sad, you see that little young boy here? His name is Maurice. He died at 7 years old. We don't know, I have no idea from, my mom doesn't remember that, but later on I will tell you, okay? Here, it's my aunt, my grand-aunt Anne-Marie. She was a nurse in the Abitibi-Témiscamingue back in the 50s. She was working in a commissary, and she finished her career working in my when I was in Drummondville and nurse in the school. And I remember very, very much her. Alfie, I was right about Alfie. I recognize him, but the gentleman I was putting in is Egide. Egide, sadly, one of the last week as he was working. Both of them, Egide, they were a professional lumberjack, and sadly, I remember that very much. On the last, on one of us last week, he died. He get caught up between his lumberjack and the wood he was pulling. I think it was a problem with the electric brake. Never used the electric brake on his skidder, and that day they failed on him. So that's why I don't even. That's one reason I'm very afraid to use electric switch, because I know they can fail. So I remember very much Egide. He had and all his sons and sisters, and yeah. So. Yeah, so that was my short video and about my family. Why do I have that is in link? Because, by the way, Egide had a forge behind his farm, like a full fort. Maybe next time I go in that Mégantic, I'm gonna show you that. And about that, and my father was a welder also. My uncle Ivan, he's a welder also. So yeah, they say the steel work telephone, it's running in our blood. So and I become a technician too in the aviation. So please, an outstanding shout out for Tractorman44. I know he's well known, but I have some subscriber, very good folks on my channel, and then I don't even I didn't see their comment when Wendell is publishing a video. So please, I have the links of his videos, links of his channel on my video description. So please go see him. And again, thank you very much for everything, and for helping my channel. No, I have to go back to work because I have a lot of that was my post. Let's say I have a post administration to complete. A lot of it. All right, and I'm almost done, but it's getting there. All right, so please, thank you very kindly. Cheers.